Alright, back again, Luke here. And it's been a long time since I made one of these videos. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I made a tag video. But I was tagged by Mark Vergeer, and for those of you in the gaming community who have seen Mark's videos, he's a great guy. He's a giant man. He's, what, 3 meters or something? I don't know. But yeah, he tagged me, so I figured, hey, why not? I'll make a video response to this one. And the tag is 5 gaming-related things that nobody cares about. 5 gaming-related facts about you that most people probably don't care about. So, when I looked at his video and I took a listen to what he had said, I tried to think, what is not interesting about this? Everything that he said was kind of interesting. So, I don't know if this video is going to be easy to make or difficult to make or what, but for the most part here, 5 facts. I made a list here. 5 things that are gaming related that maybe you know about me, maybe you don't. We'll just go down the list here and I'll try and tell you some of the things about myself. For one, I think a lot of people know, if you've been around the channel for a long time, or even if you've just shown up, I think you can see that I use all of the original hardware for games. I don't generally use emulation, but I think that emulation is a very useful tool. In fact, with a lot of my arcade boards and a lot of my arcade machines, I've used emulation to try and fix most of the problems with them, especially using the MAME ROMs to try and fix burnout arcade PCBs that you guys have seen in the past. So I think that emulation has a lot of great purposes. Also, it has the ability to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of what a game would be like before you buy it. So I use it mostly for that, just as kind of like a bit of a taste for something that I want to buy in the future, and or for some game boards that I need to repair. But one thing that I have a tendency to do is all of the games that I have, no matter if they're rare or not, I will take them out of their cases. If I get a game that's brand new, I will open it up and I'll play it. I never leave anything sealed. It's really difficult to have something sealed on a shelf. But more or less, I'll take a game that's quite rare and valuable, and I'll play the actual game versus trying to find another copy in worse shape and then play that. Some good examples here. Most of the people I think who have watched my channel know that I'm an avid Castlevania fan. Here's the Japanese version of Vampire Killer, and or Castlevania. This is the Japanese version called Vampire Killer. This game right now is going for a ridiculous amount of money. I think it's going for, you know, maybe $400, $500 or so right now. But this is a game that just the other day I took out of the case and I popped it in the old Mega Drive and played some of that. But I just love playing the original games on the original hardware. And it doesn't matter if it's rare or not. If I own that game, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to play it. Another good example here is Akuma Joe Dracula here for the Sharp X68000. Once again, a very rare game, a very difficult game to try and find, but I'll take the original discs out, I'll pop them into my X68000 and I'll play it. Just because I want to have that original feel, I want to have that, if I have the game, I just want to play it. So that's one thing. But let me see here, another thing. I have a tendency to do some really crazy stuff with game hardware, and that is I will try to find each part of the game hardware in order to play one game. Some examples, maybe it's a little bit difficult to figure out what I'm trying to say. If some of you have seen some of my older videos, like my Biohazard, the Gun Survivor game for the Sega Naomi, that Sega Naomi game usually uses a huge gun setup, and that gun setup it's massive. It's really strong, really well built. It's something that's only intended to be in an arcade. But what I did is I went down to the hardware store, I took every bit of creative knowledge I had to try and make a replica gun that I could use for the system just to play that game. But that's not the only one that I've done that for. If you remember the Beast Busters, the original 1989, I believe, or 87, Beast Busters for the arcade, that one used 2 huge guns, and those guns are heavy. They take a lot of work to try and calibrate them. And I took 2 of those and I made a stand for the 2 guns to use those. yeah, I have another project that I'm in the process of working on. I have some parts for it. It's another arcade board, but I'm still trying to get the missing parts for it just so I can play one game. So that's a bit strange, but it's something that I personally prefer to do. I'll get all the parts for one system just to play that game. And yeah, it's kind of fun. Other things, let's see here. I've recently been trying to get back into a lot of the games that I own that I haven't played very much of or that I've totally forgotten about. So I've got a large variety of different games on different platforms, so I'm slowly going back through each one of the games, trying to take them off the shelf, getting out the old Q-tip and the rubbing alcohol, running it through the cartridge slot, and then putting it in the systems and giving them a go. And it's quite a flashback for a lot of them. I've seen some of the games that have been on my shelf going, huh, I know that I played this before, and then when you put it back in, you're like, whoa, that's what it was. Oh, that was really fun, or something like that. So I've been going back a lot with the older games that I have. Well, basically all the games I have are old. With a lot of the games that have been sitting on my shelf, trying to clean them up and then putting them in and giving them a go. So that's something that I enjoy doing, especially recently, trying to get back into that quite a bit. Another kind of useless fact, maybe, I get more enjoyment out of repairing old broken games or broken game systems than I do playing the games. So I think probably the main reason why is because I have so much fun trying to bring a game cartridge or a game system back from the dead that I really just don't spend so much time on playing it as I do repairing it. So once I get everything repaired, I'll play it a little bit and make sure that it's all fully functioning, and then I'll go on to the next project, make sure that I can get that up and working and fully functioning. So I really get a lot of enjoyment out of bringing a lot of these things that are dead or being trashed or about to be trashed, getting them back up and running again and being able to use. So that's one huge thing that I enjoy doing with a lot of my free time with the gaming. So other things, maybe that's already 5, I don't know. Well, we'll just keep going, might as well, I guess, right? Cardboard boxes. Now, there are some games, I know that for collectors out there, for gamers out there, there are some games that you can easily just pick up and play. There are some games that you love to have cases for, and there are other games that you probably just don't care if they have a case. For myself, Super Famicom games, I would rather have those with just the cart than have a box. But when it comes down to the Mega Drive games, I almost always try to find Mega Drive games in a case than loose. The loose Mega Drive games drive me nuts. But the boxed Famicom games drive me crazy. And I think that some of you can relate to this in some way, shape, or form. When it comes to plastic snap cases, it's so easy just to open these up, take the game out, and then put it in and play it. When you're done, put it back in the case. For the other games, maybe a lot of you guys know, with cardboard boxes, these things, I swear they're like kryptonite. Because anybody who has a game in a cardboard box, I would probably dare to say that most of the collectors out there who have a game in a cardboard box almost never take it out of the cardboard box. At least that's the way I am. If I have a game in a cardboard box, I don't want to open it up. And I think that probably comes from the fact that over time, just by opening and closing the box, you get some wear along the flap here, and eventually it'll rip or fall off, or the box will lose shape, or things like that. But taking it out of the cardboard box is 10 times worse, I think, than taking it out of a plastic case. So with some games, it's really difficult because if I only have one copy of it, then I have to take it out of the cardboard box, and I feel like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I would rather have some games like Famicom, also Super Famicom, a lot of the handheld games for the Game Gear, etc. Game Boy games actually have a plastic snap case, and so do Game Gear games. So. But I guess those really don't matter. As long as they don't have a box, I love to collect them. If they do have a box, I really don't want them. So it's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, that's another maybe pointless fact here. And let me see here. One more. I guess, well, I have it on the list anyway. And that is watching videos for games that I don't own or games that I want to pick up. if I see a game that I'm really interested in, or if I hear about a game that somebody recommends that I'm really interested in, I'll watch maybe 10 minutes or a little bit longer of the video, or just a little taste of the video. And if I like what I see, I'll stop the video there, and then I'll go and I'll pick up the game and I'll play it. I'll almost never watch a video till the very end for game videos that I don't own the game to, because I don't want to miss that ending. I want to actually have the time to play the game and see the ending myself. And I know some of you guys out there too are the same, where if you watch the ending to a game, it's kind of like somebody telling you the end to a movie. And you're like, you know, I kind of want to experience that for myself. So that's what I do a lot with games. And especially when I see them on YouTube, like a lot of MAME plays, I'll take a look at the game, and if it's something I like, I'll pick up the game, I'll sit down, I'll play it all the way through, and then I'll see that ending for the first time for myself. And that's probably one of the best experiences that I can have for gaming. So those are some random facts, I guess. I don't know if they're interesting or not interesting, or even if I'm making any sense or not, or even if the camera's recording. I'm not sure. We'll find out here soon. But 5 people, I suppose we can do this tag here for 5 other people. And the 5 people I'll tag here is, first one, Moomert1. He's a great guy who does a lot of arcade-related stuff. I'd like to hear what his 5 pointless gaming related things are, and they'd be interesting to hear. CRTcade, David, he's a great guy. He's got an office now that's filled with CRT monitors, and I think it's looking fantastic. His whole room, he's got CRTs everywhere, and should call him CRT David, but yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what he says. Can't forget Dan Van Dam. He's been around on YouTube since the very beginning. He's always making funny videos and interesting segues inside videos that keep you laughing and cracking you up, sometimes going, what is that all about? But Dan, it'd be kind of cool to hear your top 5. Happy Council Gamer, Johnny. I know he's a busy guy, but if he has a chance, it'd be kind of cool to hear what his 5 top pointless facts about him would be. I know he just put up a video recently about some recent games that he's seen. You have to go over and check out his video, as well as some books that he's picked up. It's kind of cool. So, and Joel, The Last Gamer. If you guys haven't seen The Last Gamer, he is by far the last gamer. He's got almost every game made, and he gets in truckloads of games. I want to say daily. He owns every single like high-class sports car I think around. He's got a house that's as big as a football field, and these are not too far from the truth exaggerations. So, Joel, it'd be kind of cool to hear what your 5 pointless gaming facts are about yourself. And yeah, huge thanks to Mark Vergeer. It's great to hear from you again, and it's great to be able to see the videos from him as well. I guess I can leave you guys with another pointless fact about myself, and that is, you know, I don't even know, does this make 10? Is this twice in a video? I have a tendency to use gaming related things as camera stands. You know, I have a small camera here with a small tripod, and I'll use gaming related things to keep the camera steady, and it's always random. I never know what I'm going to use to keep the camera at a level spot. Sometimes I use a Famicom Disk System box, sometimes I'll tilt a Sega Dreamcast box on its end or whatever. And, you know, I have a tendency to use Sega, or not Sega, oh my gosh, I'd get killed for that, SNK, Neo Geo MVS cards as, you know, stands to try and keep the tripod at different levels. I know, I understand completely that it's easier to make, or to go out and get a tripod that's, you know, 10 times the size of the camera, but I just think it looks goofy. Not like this doesn't, but, so even for today here, maybe I can show you guys. Well, let me see if I can move this around here. Kind of swing this around. Whee! Alright, so you guys can see here, I'm using a couple of boxes here for my MVS carts and my Sega, or my Sharp X68000 to to hold the camera. So a couple of more pointless things here, but yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. Whee! Watching my tower here, or my stand.